Hello guys, in this video, we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 best survival game 2023. Number 10, Raft. If you are eager to switch out land exploration for sea adventures, it might be time to jump aboard Raft next. You begin your adventure on a tiny raft in the middle of the ocean. You're hungry and lost and must do whatever you can to survive. Luckily, you can keep upgrading your raft, and even find hints of civilization above and below the water. Don't expect a safe, peaceful time in Raft. The waters and islands are filled with dangerous creatures to encounter, from sharks to bears. There are even boss battles to take on as you explore the game's thrilling story. Raft offers much to do, from researching to cooking and farming, even when lost at sea. Number 9, Valheim. Valheim is another tough survival and exploration game you can play with a big group of friends, venturing through a procedurally generated world full of Norse mythology. Throughout the experience of Valheim, you'll train various skills, battle a range of beasts and monsters all over the land, and set sail across the oceans to uncover the mysteries and secrets of this new domain. Building will play a massive part in your experience in Valheim, and you'll want your base to look amazing. There are many crafting options. You can even create mighty halls to host everyone at your base. Valheim keeps expanding, and is a game worth keeping an eye on. Number 8, Grounded. Grounded might not immediately come to mind, given it is far more child, but don't let that fool you. Grounded is still a tough, challenging experience at times. You play as a child shrunk to the size of an ant, and left in an overgrown, chaotic garden, and must do whatever it takes to survive against the various insects that roam the area. Grounded has many fascinating locations and set pieces to explore. There is an engaging storyline that will answer many of the mysteries behind how you got into this situation. But if you prefer, you can also settle down, build a base, and enjoy life at a miniature size, alone or with friends. Number 7, Sons of the Forest. Sons of the Forest. This spooky sequel game expands upon the original, adding all new systems for crafting and base building. You can team up with your friends to help survive this unforgiving survival game, and even recruit AI characters to fight and craft for you. In Sons of the Forest, you are sent to a remote island to find a missing billionaire and their family. But when your helicopter crashes, you're stranded, and now must defend yourself from the terrifying inhabitants of the island. Sons of the Forest looks set to be another incredible survival horror game, with many fun mechanics and lore incorporated. Number 6, Scrap Mechanic. Scrap Mechanic allows your imagination to run wild. The game places you on an island where you can create anything you think of from scrap metal. You are given an inventory where you compile your scrap and tools to assist you. Food and water are essential, as you must eat and drink to survive in this game. Just as you can create out of the metal, there are also enemies made up of these metals. Farming your food causes the enemies to attack, so you and your friends must fend your grandiose structures from the creepy metal crawlers. Number 5, Minecraft. Minecraft is a world-renowned video game. Chances are, if you've ever grasped your hands around a controller, you've heard of Minecraft. Spawning in a randomly generated land, you are placed there with nothing on you. It is up to you to explore the map and begin to build protection for yourself. As you learn how to create, you become more comfortable exploring further and deeper. Once you accumulate enough wood and stone, a house can be built. Once the house is made, you are essentially safe from the foes that will attempt to attack as dusk falls. Pairing the crafting of buildings with the ability to craft weapons and armor, you start to gain the courage to be out at night to see what secrets the world holds. Number 4, Ark Survival Evolved. Stranded on an island with dinosaurs is a pitch that needs no convincing. Ark Survival Evolved contains all the basic survival mechanics you would see in other survival games. You have a health and food meter, you hold an inventory of weapons and food, and of course, you can build a base. At its core, Ark is a survival game with dinosaurs. However, the developers have added many creatures and more land to explore. You start with a spear and progress to a bow, but by the time you hit your max, you will be roaming the island on a raptor while holding a machine gun, returning to your great castle of high technology. Number 3, Rust. If you have a high pain tolerance, then Rust might be right up your alley. That said, if you're looking for a survival game that will keep you on your toes, Rust is equal parts exhilarating and very difficult. Have we underlined enough that this game is not easy? Rust advertises itself as having only one main objective: survive in a place where everything wants to kill you. The terrain, wildlife, weather, and oh yes, other players. The game is multiplayer only, so if you thought you were going to build your rustic abode in peace, you thought wrong. At first glance, this game bears a strong resemblance to Ark, Survival Evolved, but the open world and FPS elements are entirely different. Number 2, DayZ. A pure PvP survival title, DayZ mixes the threats of zombies roaming the world with other players randomly spawning throughout that take your loot and challenge your life. DayZ is an unforgiving game, as you can die in a shocking amount of ways. Food and water are vital for your success within the game. If you are malnourished, you will die. Mixing that with the threat of flesh eaters and other humans with guns, DayZ is immensely taxing. With that said, DayZ is still an eccentric survival experience, as it is one of the few to add each of those elements to your experience. Furthermore, if you die, you simply hop into another match. It is not as demoralizing to lose as Rust, because you won't be putting as much time into each server. Number 1, Subnautica. We'll be honest, one of the things that absolutely terrifies us is the depth of the ocean. Much like space, there are areas and channels within the deepest waters that are untouched by man, untamable, and even unexplorable. Fear of the unknown is a very real thing, and the ocean presents it in spades. Subnautica plays on these fears by forcing its players to survive in a vast aquatic world. On the outside, this seems like a happy-go-lucky diving adventure, but veterans of this world will attest that this release is much more like a survival horror.